and load the data into HANA table. That is what we discussed in the last session. And also apart from that, we have, I have also shown you the options while creating the plot structure in BODS, and what is the use of one of the property of a target table, which is nothing but autocorrect load. In continuation to the yesterday's session, so here we have extracted the data from plot file and loaded the data into this table, which is nothing but a customer training table. If you look at the data of this table, here if you observe this customer ID, the values of customer IDs are in comma separator, which is not supposed to be. So what I want to do here now is I want to change the data type of this customer ID. Okay, so that commas will go away and customer IDs will be shown properly. So for that, what I'm doing is in the AnaDB, I'm just altering the size of customer ID. Is this? Sorry. It should be in BODS users. Yeah. This is the table, where we have loaded the data. So for this, I just want to change the data type of customer ID. If we go to, preview of the table, so nowadays this customer IDs are shown in the right format. You can now go back to BODS and see what is the type of that customer ID. See, the type of customer ID in BODC, it is still int, but in the database, we have changed data type to varchar from int, but it is not reflecting in BODS. What to do here?
Re-import the table, sir.
Yes. So whenever you make any changes in the DB table, whenever you make any changes in the table in the database, so those changes will not automatically reflect in the BODS. What you have to do is you have to re-import the table so that the whatever changes happens in the table, so those changes will get reflected in BODS as well. So for that, just right click on this table and re-import. There is an option called re-import. So the moment when you click on the re-import, this screen will pop up where you can cross-check all the details. What is the data store name, object name, and owner name. Just if all the details are correct, then click on yes. Okay, now go to the job which we have created yesterday. Now check here. So the type of customer ID is varchar. It is updated in BODS as well, but in the query transformation, the type is remains same. Whereas in plot file structures, I guess type is integer only. Make the changes in plot file structure in query transformation as well. Open this plot file. Here, change the data type of customer ID to varchar, and the size of this field is 24. Once that is done, save and close it. Go to our data flow, there also in the transformation, query transformation, make the same change. In this query transformation, double click on this but a column or field. Okay, here you can change the type of data type of that field. Here that is varchar. See, these are the supported data types of supported data types in a BODS. If you want to change the name of a field, you can change here. Okay, and change the length as well. So this is all is nothing but if you want to do any customization of a field that can be done in query transformation. So I changed everything. Now I'm going to the file where it is. That file is located. I mean placed in share drive. I'm going over there and change. Just open it up and see the. Okay, now go to designer. Just check the properties of a target table, either it is delete, just make it truncate and load only. So what happens now, as I said, the moment when you check this box, before loading the data into target table, it will delete all the existing data from target table and load this new data into the target table. That is what happens the moment when you click on that checkbox. Just save it. Now go here, go to management console. Log into the management console. So we have this job created in repository 18. Just run this job. It should run without any issues. Yes, 8. Go to HANA, just refresh here. Yes. Okay. So this plot file data is loaded into this HANA table. Okay, successfully. Then coming to the next point, it is in the plot file. Okay. Here in the plot file, I have mentioned the name of that plot file. Let's say I have a data in multiple plot files. Means I have a data in multiple CSVs. I want to process data. I want to process the data of multiple CSVs into the into target table. Then how do you do that? Let's say in the shared folder. In the shared folder, I have only one file. Okay, but there are multiple files, CSV files. I want to process data of all the files and load the data into HANA table. Then since here in the BODS, we have mentioned the name of file which from where from where data has to be read. Okay, so that it will search for this file in the shared in that specified mention, sorry, in the mentioned location. You can read the data from that file and load the data into target table. But now my requirement is to load the, process the data or scan the data from multiple CSV files and load all the data into a single table in TB. Then how do you do that?
Star
Yeah.
file name star.
In the place of this, in the place of mentioning the particular file name, simply give the star. Simply provide the star. But the prerequisite for when we are processing the multiple CSV files, the prerequisite is the structure. the structure of all the flat files should remain same. Means the number of columns should remain same. The order, the column, column order, column sequence is also should remain same. Otherwise, what happens is, okay, the data, okay, the data will not load into the target table properly. It will be zigzag. So what I'm doing is I'm simply copy this and making a copy of this existing one only. This name can be anything here. Part file name can be anything. So I'm opening it and just changing the data of the second file with the same number of columns and with the same order. If you change the column sequence, okay, then definitely data will be zigzag. Their data will not get loaded into the target table properly. So that is what I'm doing is I'm just deleting this data. So giving some customer IDs 100, then 101, then 102. Your customer is HSBC, then Oracle. Okay, then HDFC, and remove rest everything. Okay, now save this. Okay, now this is the sample data I have in a second flat file with the same structure. So if you want to process the data of these two files, okay, then go to BODS and simply here in the place of in the place of that file name, okay, just give the star. So what happens is the moment when you put the star here, whatever CSVs are there in that location, okay, it will read all the CSVs data. It will read all the CSVs data, then transform the data and then load the data into target table. That is what will happen here. Save and close. Okay, and save this job. Just run it. Before running it, okay, here if you go to target table, if you go to target table and see the option, if I uncheck this option, then what happens? If I uncheck this option, what happens is this new data, these new records will get inserted into the target table. But in existing this customer here also, we have data that record, those data also will again get inserted into the target table. Okay, so that data will get duplicated. For that, what I'm doing is I'm setting this autocorrect load to S. Then validate this. Just save the job and run the job from management console. So in the target table, it should have 8 plus 3, 11 records it should have in target table. Now go here. I guess we need to change here as well. Okay, I will come back to this. If we go here and check the target table data, okay, this target table data is same, the first file data only, but second file data is not loaded into this table. Why so? Why so? In the sense, we have changed that in this plot file structure, but at the same time, we need to change here as well. Then save it. Now run this. It should update all the records in target table. Okay, 11. Go here and just refresh this target table. You can see here. The first three records are loaded from the second sheet and remaining records are loaded from first sheet. So this is how you can load the data. Extract the data from multiple CSV files or multiple flat files. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
And in query transformation, if you want to make any transformations here before loading the data into target table, you can do that. Let's say, for example, I want to load only few customers, or I want to load only, these locations means US customers only into target table. In that case, you just come here, customer, sorry, location, go to where class and take this location, just mention the uh, which location data you want to load into target table. If it is a US, just give that US here. So give the value here so that what happens is it will based on here we are restricting the data before loading it into the target table. Based on this condition, that respective data only will get loaded into the target table. That is what you can use where clause and group by, order by, and everything. Okay, but I'm not giving any restriction right now. So any questions here in the plot files?
Yes, sir.
No?
Sir, you
Hmm.
told the structure should be same in all the files, right?
Yes.
If I had different columns in second file,
Hmm.
should can I map it those files? I mean, can I map those fields in query transform and load, sir, or different data store needs to be, I mean, data flow needs to be created?
Column names also should remain same.
Okay. If we have different files, we need to create a different data flow, sir, different columns.
If the columns are different, if the structure of the second file is different, okay, then you will have to create a different data flow.
Okay, got it, sir.
Okay. So coming to the next one is, so far we have seen how to create a plot structure, a plot file in BODS, and how to extract the data from that plot file and load the data into DB table. Now uh, we will be seeing now is how to extract the data from a DB table and load the data into plot file. Reverse. Okay, for that, go to this data store. So whenever you want to extract the data from DB table, whenever you want to extract the data from DB table and load the data into target table, first you need to know table name. What is the table name from the source system? Once you will get to know the table name, what we'll have to do is just come to the data store and right click on this table and import by name. So in the import by name, you can give the type is a table, then owner is BODS user, schema name. Here you need to give the schema name and any table name. So I'm giving just one table like project master is there, right? Nice. Project master in ANA. Hmm. So you should be knowing the table, a name of the table. Just go here and check. Take any table. Okay, I'm just taking this dim project master. It is there already. Okay, just import it. If the table exists in a source system, okay, so it will be imported in your BODS. So once a table is imported into BODS, what you have to do is you have to create a uh, data flow here. So I'm just creating new job. This job is read from DB. Okay, here I'm not taking a workflow. I'm directly taking a data flow. Give the name of the data flow here. Come here. So just import, drag and drop to this source table to the workspace. So make it as a source. Then take a query transformation. Query transformation is a basic transformation which we do use to transform any data from source system. Just make a join, then come here. So here this time I do not want to load all the data into the target table. I'm just taking only few fields from source system till SBU name. Okay, till SBU name I have taken from source system and map it to the query transformation. Okay, after that, so now I want to load this data into the plot file. I want to load the data from, I want to load the data into plot file. Then for this, what we have to do is we have to create a plot file structure here. So for that, how do you create a plot file structure here? So in this, you don't need to create a plot file structure manually. What we have to do is just right click on the query. There you can see a create a file format. Just create a file format. Then it will ask you to just provide all the required details. Like this is what project master. You're right. Project master. Then adaptable schema. I will set it to yes. Okay. Then where you want to place this plot file. So I want to place this plot file in the same location here only. Giving this path. Location is a job server. Give this path. Okay, give the file name. So file name I'm giving pm.csv or txt, anything. Okay, column separate is a comma, new line character, none. Just make it none only. Okay, everything remains same. Here, check here. Whether you want to write a row header to the target file system or not, I set it to yes. I want to row address as well in the target file. Okay, skip row header is not required. Just write a row header S. Then here, if you want to, these data types and fields as everything will come as per the source system. If you want to change anything here, you can change here. Either you want to increase the field size or change the data type kind of thing that all stuff you can do here while creating this plot file format. Just save and close it. Okay, now go here, go to plot files, check here now. Drag and drop to workspace, then make this as a target because I want to load the source data into plot file so that I make it as a target file, sorry, target. Then just make a join bit from query to plot file. Just validate it. There are no errors. Go to targets file and check all the details here as well. The name of the file is this. You can now save this job. What happens is the moment when this job runs, okay, it will automatically create a flat file in the target in the desired location with the name of PM and load this data into that flat file. Go here. Okay, now run this second one. Just check it. Completed. How many records are loaded? 0. Why so? Check the error. Now go to this. Open this flat file which is created in the desired location, but there is no data. I guess there is no data in the source system. Just check it. See, there is no data. Okay, that is what no data is loaded into the target file as, I mean, this flat file as well. Clear, right? This is vice versa. How to extract the data from DB table and load the data into the flat file at target site, and vice versa. Extract the data from flat file and load the data into the DB table at a target site. For suppose I want to load this data into some another database, maybe Oracle. If you take a Oracle, I want to load project master data from HANA to Oracle. What we have to do in that case is create a data store connecting to Oracle. Create a data store connecting to the Oracle. Okay, and then load this data into that Oracle's DB. That's it. Okay, I'm just loading this data into, because since I have data store connections to AnaDB only, I'm loading this data into target table, I mean a DB table only with a different data store. Just give the table name PM. So you can load this data into multiple tables at target site. There is no restriction. Okay, I want to load this data into flat file. At the same, I want to load this data into the DB table at target site. You can do that. Okay, if you want to load this data into Oracle, create a data store and load this source data into Oracle at target site. Or if you want to load the data into some other DB, okay, there is no restriction. Simply make a connection as many as per the requirement. That's it. Now just run this. Since there is no data, okay, so here just import this. Yeah, this is another data store created with my, my user. Come here and see this. Clear, right? So
Yes.
with this, okay, now you should be understand how to extract the data from flat file and load to DB table, how to extract the data from DB table and load that to flat file. Then coming to the next point here, in the first job, I want to make this target table as a source, okay, and load this data into the another table of ANA. So how do you do that in that case? How do you do
Can
that?
can you repeat, sir?
I want to say this is here with in this job what we did is extract the data from this plot file and load the data into the DB table. Okay. Now
Okay.
I want to make this table as a source. I want to make this table as a source and load the data into another table in the same database or in different database, whatever it is. In that case, yeah, in that case, what I will do is create another data flow, some DB, what is this cost? Okay, now come here. Now take this table as a source. Take this table as a source. Okay, take a query transformation. Then make a join from here to here and map the fields to query transformation. Then again take one template, a temporary table. I want to load this data into different data store. Okay, then give what is this table name? Dim underscore customer. Okay. While loading the data into another, another table, here I want to do some transformations. One transformation is I want to transform only, uh, I want to transform only US customers or US and India customers. I want to transform only US and India customers data into a target table. Go here where just take a location in. So here just give the values single quote US comma IN. Okay, and also what I want to do here is so now here before loading the data into target table, I have a restriction. That restriction is where location where location is US and India. Load those records only into the target table. That is the one transformation I want to apply here. And another one is I want to concatenate this customer ID and customer name. I want to concatenate this customer ID and customer name, load that, load the data into a different column. Then how do you do that? Here in the query transformation, you can create a, create a new output column. Okay, this new output column is, make it, the name of the column is key and variable, just give some size 50. So this is a calculated column in BODS. This is a calculated column in BODS, which is not, it is not directly coming from source system. So here you need to write a logic here. What is the logic of this field? What I want to do is I want to concatenate customer ID, customer name, okay, into key. So here we have a function called concatenate. Concat. Concat is there. If concatenate is not there, what you can do is take a customer ID, then ampersand, give some separator, this one, then again ampersand, customer name. Now validate this. What is this error? Just check whether, just a minute. Go here and check the functions. Uh, mm, mm, which one? Not date. Math functions. No. String functions, I guess. Yeah. Check here whether function is there or not. Concatenate. Just take, write it. Concatenate, then customer ID, comma, customer name, then apply. Yes, concat function is there. Okay. So this is the calculated column or custom column created in BODS in the query transformation. And also I want to do another thing here is here in this source we have customer data. I want to assign a row number as well. While loading the data into target table, I want to assign a row number to every record of the table. Then in that also we can create another calculated column, new output column. Just give the row ID, give any name. It's your wish. So the data type of this row ID is int only. Just click on OK. Then here we need to write a logic of generating the rows. I mean row IDs. So what is the here we have a one predefined function. Name of that predefined function is gen row number. What it will do is this is a predefined function. What it will do is for every record of this table, it will generate one unique row number. It will generate one unique row number. Just click on apply and validate this. Just check this errors. Was not found in the repository before use a script function must be created. Concatenate is not there. There should be some. Just try with pipe. What is this? Where it is? Where it is? This error?
Below you have given double quotes in IN.
Oh, yes, you are right. Hmm. This is a warning that is the data type conversion will be used to convert from type varchar 280. What is this? Customer ID. Okay, no problem. Okay, now just validate this. This is there is a conversion issue. You can ignore this. If you want to fix this, then you will have to use the typecasting functions. Customer ID, customer name. Okay, no problem. Now save this and run it. Okay, now come here, just run the previous job. What is this error? Insufficient privilege. Detailed information for this error can be found with GUID. Okay. Customer do not have a sufficient rights. That is what it is giving saying. This customer ID to create this temporary file in this here. Okay, my user do not have a sufficient rights. So what I am doing is I'm creating a temporary file in the same database, this store only. Now simply give dim underscore cust or customer, give the full name. And now come here and check. Yeah. See, this job was failed. Okay, so to see that, go to error log and see to create this table, to create this temporary table in target a system, my user do not have a sufficient privileges so that it has thrown error. You can now go and run this same job. Okay, now check log file, nothing. Okay, now go and check the data in target system. See, so here this key is a uh, custom column here, and row ID is also custom column. Here key is nothing but a concatenation of customer ID and a customer name that you can see here. Okay, and also there I put a condition. I put a condition in the where class. Here only load US and IN customers. That is what it is loading only these two. Location customers. Clear, right? Like this. Here you can create custom columns in query transformation as whenever it is required as per the business requirement. Instead of creating a row ID here, we have another transformation which is nothing but a row generation transformation. That transformation also you can use instead of creating a custom column. Here come here, you can see row generation. It should be in a float form. See row generation. Here also, instead of creating a custom column, use the row generation transformation. This is a transformation like query transformation. All these are the available transformations in BODS. You need to use the suitable transformation as per your requirement. Here, what it will do is row generation. Here also row number starts as, if you want to start with 1, just to give 1. If you want to start with 0, then give 0. Then row count. Row count means increment. When it starts with 1, okay, whether you want to increment by 1 or 2 or that you can mention here. Okay, then this is nothing but a row generation. Just make a join to this. That's it. You see row ID. I will map this row ID to map output. If you want to change the name of this column, change it. Okay, now what I will do is in the row generation, I will start with a 0 and increment. Okay, increase by 2. Just go here, then row ID added, then save it. Okay, go here and just run this. Here I have two row IDs. One is a custom column and another one is by using transformation key transfer, sorry, row generation transformation. Okay, now come here. This first start with 0, then again 1. Okay, then why 2 rows are created here? Start with 0, then 1, start with 0, 1. Okay, okay. For every No, no. See, for every row ID, this row ID is generated by row generation transformation. Okay, so sorry, row count is here one only. Start with 0, then count one only. What I'm doing is, okay, drop and so before I skipped that, I know row count, I put a row count as 2. That is what it is taking alternative rows. Then go and run this job. Check this. Row ID is not generating. Just a minute. Why it is not generating? Row number starts at 0. Correct. Row count is 1. Correct. Then it is not generating row IDs. Let's put 1 here. Job is completed successfully. Now go and check. Hmm. For every row, it is generating a ID. Generating ID like 111.
Venkatgirin row count, give it as 7 and let's try Venkatgirin. I think it was taking only 1 in all the places.
Sorry?
I think it was taking only 1 in all the places Venkatgirin. Due to we are giving row count as 1 only.
We are giving row count as 1. Yes.
I think it was considering only 1 count for 1 execution.
Row generation basically generate a row IDs for each row of the table, for each record of the table. So that is, it is giving only 1. For 100, there is only 1 record. This row ID, this function will automatically start a row number with 1 only. Okay, then it will do increment by 1. Whereas in row generation, row number, this can start with any number. Start with any number, either start with 0 or 1, any number. And the row count. What is this row count here? Hmm?
You tell 7 and 1 try Venkatgirin. I think it was taking number of rows, maybe.
Let's give 7. How many records are there in source?
7 only.
Not 7, I guess. Okay, let's give 11 are there. Okay, so I'm giving this row count. Row count is nothing but the total number of rows in the table. Got it. Now come here, row ID. Just save. It should come now. This is completed successfully. Now go and check. Yes. See, this is a
And Gadgari, if we don't know this number of entries in source, how can we get these row numbers?
here also for 11, because since we have mentioned row count as 11, okay. Drink is 100. Since we have taken row count as 11, so it will assign the row numbers till this. Then again it will start with 0. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that.
We
But
have
it will give the it will lead to the duplication of the records, right? So that what I will do is I will remove this row ID here, because their row ID is a sorry, their row ID is a unique. That is what for every record it is counting as a unique, taking as a unique record. Now come here. It should come in. What is
Venkat,
unique here? What is unique here? Anything is unique? Because what happens here is it is taking counting 10 records after assigning row ID for each record. Then again starting with see 0, since I have given row count as 11, so it starts with 0. Then giving, I mean, assigning the row ID 10. Then again for the next customer ID starting with 0. I do not want to do this.
I think now it will do 0 for all.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So for every record, for every customer, it is assigning one ID. Okay, that is since I have mentioned this starting with 0. Okay, so that it is giving it is assigning one row ID to that record. For every one record, I'm counting it. Okay, we have seen multiple scenarios. If we give 2, what happens if we give 10, what happens? So that is the purpose of this row generation. Okay, the only difference between this row generation and row gen num is row generation start with 0, whereas row name will always start with 1. Okay, now I want to see, I want to run this data flow. I want to run this data flow after executing this first data flow. For that, what we have to do is just make a join between these two. In that case, the moment when you run this job, first it will start run this data flow. Once after completing this data flow, then next this data flow will get executed. So here you can see, you can observe that sequence order of execution. First job is completed. So here what happens is the moment first it takes, sir, where we have mentioned that. Here. First, it will take this data flow. Afterwards, then again, this data flow will get executed. Since this is a target table, that is a DB table only. Here we have mentioned this autocorrect load set to S so that not loading any duplicates. Okay, clear, right? Any questions here?
Venkat garu, without creating new data flow, can we keep this flow in the existing data flow, Venkat garu?
Can we?
We have created another data flow, right, Venkat garu? Without creating data flow, can we keep data flows in the existing data flow? Means first data flow. First
This one.
batch.
Here we have two data flows connected with each other.
Yes. We have created this DF underscore cust, right, Venkat garu? Without creating this, can we use that flow in and this only one data flow, Venkat garu?
Yes, you want to use only one data flow in this workflow?
Then can we create multiple position one data flow and can we do that?
Yes, yes. Here, come here and create a data flows as many. Okay, once data flows are created, if you want to make a relation, if you want to, make a relation, or if there is any dependency, okay, or if you want to set the order of execution, just drag and drop. Just these drag and drop here and make a relation. That's it.
And one thing earlier we have loaded flat file to data Oracle Venkat. There we are having CSV file formats.
Okay.
If we are having CSV and another file is only Excel file, then it will be executed or we'll be getting any errors.
That is source you're talking about at source side.
Source side. If there are multiple
This source can be anything. Let's say I have taken one source as a flat file. Another source can be the DB table.
Okay, then the structure should be same and file format can be anything. Type
No. See, structure may not be same. Structure may not be the same or cannot be the same. Okay. What we have to do is in the query transformation, if there is any if you want to make any relation between those two, then definitely there should be a common field. Make a join on that common field and load the data into target table.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yes, clear.
So now I'm going to do that only in the next step. Let's say I have customer training, one flat file. Okay. And another plot file is, say, this one. Let me create another one. So what I want to do is I have some information in this customer training plot in this sheet. I have some information related to the customer in this sheet. Let me open it up. Okay. And another plot file is this one. I have some more information in this second sheet. Now what I want to do is, let's say here I have a customer ID and removing everything else and giving address. Okay, your address is HYD Pune, then Chennai. Okay, let's say I have another plot file here. This plot file has customer IDs. Same, I mean 3 customer IDs, but different. Some more information is there in this plot file. That is the address. In the DB table also, let's take this same DB table. What is this DB table? Info. For timing, I'm removing this. Removing this as well. Come here. Check the okay. Now I have some information, customer information in this DB table. Okay, but I have address, customer address information in this plot file. Address in this plot file. I want to load this, address of the customers into the same target table, into the same target table. So this customer, this address data, address information is there in the plot file. I want to load this addresses of the customers into the same target table. In that case, what we'll have to do here is take this plot file as a source here. Taking this plot file as a source here, I'm giving the name of that plot file. What is the name of this plot file? Customer training. Okay. So change this type to varchar 24, then address 126, then save and close. Now I want to take it as a source. Then again make a join here. So in the same target table, what I want to do is from this customer, this plot file, I want to load this address into the same target file, into the same target file into the same target table related to the customers. In that case, what we have to do is in the query transformation, go here and from class. Here we have 2 tables listed here since the source in this data flow, the source is 2 tables. Okay, one is a DB table and another is a plot file. So both are listed here. Then if you do not make any join, if you not make any join, then it will give you the Cartesian product of both tables. So in that case, I want to make a join between this customer training and this plot file on a customer ID. There is a common field which is nothing but a customer ID. So here left outer is customer training. Here in the BODS, it supports only two types of joins. One is the inner join and second one is the left outer join. It won't support a full and a right outer. Right outer in the sense you need to change this, change the position of the tables only. So here I'm taking left outer to this and right outer table is, customer plot file.
Do it consider union also or not?
If you make a join on the common field, it will take only that, respective join. That's it.
Okay. Okay, union will not make sense because we can load the data from two, right?
Yes,
Different
yes,
sources, and it will be
yes.
act like a union only.
So left outer on what is the field here? Take a field. I want to take here customer ID. Okay, equal to and field from here also the same customer ID. Okay, here you can see here in the down from class. So here I have joined two tables. Okay, with customer training is a left outer. Here left outer join on what is the joining field here customer ID. Then after this coming here to this mapping here, take address, map this address to the same target table. Here this address is taken from the plot file, whereas rest of the columns, okay, taken from this DB table. Then load this, run this job, so that what happens is this address also this entire data, okay, which is coming from two tables, that is going to be loaded into one table, which is nothing but a dim customer. But the problem is this address is a new field which we have recently added from plot file. This address is not available in the target table. In that case, if it is a first load, okay, anyhow we will go with the temporary tables only. If the load happens second time, if any new fields are coming from the source, then definitely you need to add those fields in the target table. Otherwise, it will throw the errors. Now come here. What I will do is I will add that add name is address. Make sure that the name should same address. Okay, and where char what is the size here? 126. Here give also 126. What is this target table here? Target table is dim customer. Address is not closed properly. Yes. Now come this to target table dim underscore cust. Dim under customer, just see the data preview. Here we have recently added this address but not loaded any data into this. This address is correct. Okay, now but that is not reflected in this table in BODS. What you have to do is, as I said, go to customer table and right click on this, just re-import. So that if there are any changes happened in that target table, those will be reflected in this BODS.
Address
See,
spelling is wrong, Venkat garu.
yeah, what I will do is, what in that case, what I will change the name of this field here itself. Okay, now come here and see Everything is same. Just run this. So save this and run the job. This is first batch only, right? Where it is. I'm removing this data for time being. Okay, now run this. Completed and go and check the data. Okay, so address is now address is populated in the target table. So here what I wanted to show here is if there is a data in the multiple tables at source side, I want to load that data from multiple tables into one table a target. Okay, here in the BODS, while you're creating a data flow, here we need to transform the data as needed. Okay, as needed in the sense, make a joins, necessary joins, make a necessary joins, and whatever fields are required in the target table, take those fields from the source and map it to this target table so that I mean, the required data will be loaded into the target table. So likewise, you have a data in 10 tables at source side. You want to load data from 10 tables into one table at a target, import all those 10 tables, make them as a source here, and take a query transformation. The query transformation, if you want to transform anything, if you want to model the data and model the data in the query transformation as per the requirement, okay, then again load the data into the target table. If you want to load that data into different target tables, then you can load the data into different target tables as well. There is no restriction. That is, this is all depends on the requirement. Clear, right? Any questions here? So only the point you need to remember is in the BODS it supports two type of joins. One is the left outer join and other one is the inner join. That's it.
Venkat, one more question, not related to this, related to the data set, huh?
Hmm.
So yesterday we have created a connection, right, with the
Hmm.
HANA DB or other, right? So that is a
Hmm.
one-time activity, or do we have to create every
No,
time the
no,
connection
no, no. One time activity only.
for one that repository, right? If we are using the other
Yes.
repository, for that we have to
No, no.
again
See,
connect
if one data store connection per one source system. If
one
your
source system.
source, yes, one source system. Here, ANA is a one source system for me, so that I have created one data store connecting to that ANA. Okay, if your source system is a Oracle, then create
Mhm.
another data store connecting to the Oracle.
So,
Generally, we
uh
maintain only one data store per one source system.
okay, okay. So this is irrespective of the repository, right? So,
Yes, irrespective of the repository. This
okay,
repository is nothing but a one server, kind of a server. So we
server.
are storing all the information. This repository holds all the information, whatever we do create here in this under this repository.
Okay. And let's say I'm using the different repository, right? So
Hmm.
for that, do I need to create a new connection, or will
New
it work
only,
new
because
only, right?
repositories are repository works independently. Here I have
Okay.
created two data stores in 18. If I go and log
Mhm.
into the 17, okay,
Then again,
then
you have to create a connection, right?
yes,
Okay. In the data store. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
is completely your area, your repository, your server,
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
system, kind of your system. In your system, in your device, you will create one
Mhm.
folder. That folder will
Okay.
not appear in another device, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Same here also same.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is how to load. I mean, how to read the data from multiple tables. multiple tables and load the data into a single target table or multiple target tables. It's up to you.
Sorry, come again.
This is how to extract the data from multiple
Okay.
tables, Okay, then load the data into one single target table or multiple target tables. That all depends on the project. Okay. And also let's say I have this table. This table is there in the HANA. I have another table which is there in the Oracle system. Then in that case, what I will do is I will create a data store to that Oracle system and import that table here. Okay, and transform the data, then transform that data and load it into target table. This source can be anything. It all depends on your requirement. That's it. This source can be flat file. This source can be any relational database.
So I mean to say that from the multiple sources, right, in one
Yes.
repository, right, in one workflow, right, we can combine the data of the multiple source systems, right, in
Yes.
the one
Yes.
query, and then we can load the data into the target system, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's good.
So I have 5 tables in HANA and I have 2 tables in Oracle. Okay, I want to combine the data of these 7 tables, which are coming from 2 different systems, and load the data into one flat file at targets, or load the data into into a same in HANA. Okay, so that for that you need to design the data model accordingly. Then the ETL process happens.
And Venkat, one more thing.
Hmm.
So let's say we do have some common fields, right? So can we write here? We should use the COBOL, right? COBOL language, if the logic is complex, right?
Hmm.
So let's say I have two tables from HANA,
Hmm.
okay, and one table for Oracle,
Hmm.
right? So the key is same. Key is account document number and the fiscal year, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
on the basis of that, right, I have
Hmm.
to write the formulas also, okay. And let's say there are some other fields are there. On the basis of that, I need to pull only few fields from HANA table,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
And I need all the data from the Oracle table.
Hmm.
So to do this kind of transformations, right? So this here I can see only select from where group by, right, these things
Join here
or
only.
join.
Join.
Okay.
So
Uh,
just on the
what is in
common
the
field,
advanced? What is in the
on,
advanced?
on the common field, make a join.
Mhm.
Okay, then whatever fields are required in the table, take those tables into target system. That's it. Or target.
A query. Okay. Okay. This is run distant
These are
run
the
join.
SQL
Okay.
only. Run distant as a separator process, run group by, run join, run order. See what happens basically here in the query transformation, this query transformation in this is a graphical representation, what we are doing, creating in the data flow. This query transformation will generate one select query, like
Okay.
select all these columns from this table, where class. It will generate one SQL query. That query will hit the source system and fetch the data. That is what happens in the background.
Yes.
Okay, if we go here and see, you can see select query. What is the select query generated? This query transformation. You can see that, right?
Okay. Yeah, I can see.
Same thing.
Okay. Okay.
This query only
But
will hit a source system, source database. It will run this query in the source system, source database, and fetch the data. That data only will be transforming to the target.
okay. And can we write the SQL code here also to fetch the data, or it is
Yes,
graphical representation
we
only?
can. For that, there is a separate transformation. This one, SQL.
Okay.
Here we can write SQL code.
Okay. Okay.
Here, that I will come to you later.
Sure.
Okay, clear, right? This one.
Yes, Venkat.
And And the next point is we have another transformation here. What I'm doing is instead of
But can we
this,
continue tomorrow? Because it's already 12:30.
just only one transformation I want to show. Okay,
Okay.
after that we can continue tomorrow. So I'm taking a replica of this data flow, and just wanted to what is that? Let's make it. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I'm just removing this. See, this is a workflow. When this workspace, you can add any script, you can add any work data flows. Okay. Now I want to show you another transformation here. So far we have seen two transformations. One is a query transformation general, and other one is a row generation transformation. If you do not want to use the row generation transformation, use the function row gen num function. Okay. Now we have another transformation. Call it as key generation. Yes. For this, first I need to take a data flow here. Okay, I'm removing everything here and removing this as well. In the customer training, okay, we have these fields. Let's say if the year in this case, customer ID is a primary key because this customer, all the customer IDs are unique keys. So that this customer, we can make this customer ID as a primary key. Let's say the moment when I take one source data, that source table do not have any primary keys. That source table do not have any primary keys. In that case, what I can do is I can while loading the data into target table, I can generate a primary key. I can generate a primary key into target table in the target table and use that table for further process. Use the table for further process. For that, we have to generate a primary key. To generate a primary key in the table, we have a transformation. The transformation is nothing but a key generation. This key generation transformation is always the input of this key generation transformation should be the data table. This key generation transformation will expect a input table. Will expect a input table. Whereas if you drag and drop the row generation, that is only the difference between key and row generation. See, it will not expect any input table. It will not expect any input table, whereas key generation will definitely expect the input table, which is mandatory. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the removing this and making a join to this key generation. Okay, in the key generation, give the table name. What is the table to generate a key? I'm just giving a table name. What is the table name here? Customer training. Okay, generate a key column ID. So on basis of which column you want to generate a primary key? On basis of which column you want to generate a primary key? So on basis of customer ID, I'm taking a customer ID. You can take anything. Okay, I'm just taking customer ID and increment value. What is the value? What is the increment value? What is the increment value? Here I'm mentioning 1. You can mention 2 or any number you can mention it. Okay, but it starts with 1. Okay, and it will generate primary keys by incrementing 1. Incrementing the value which you do specify here, it will get incremented by that number. So after key generation, now map joining this key generation to query transformation. Joining this to query transformation. Okay, then take another temporary table. Here, dim cost key. So what happens the moment when I run this job? What happens here? Any guess? So my data flow is designed like this. My data flow is designed. My data flow is designed like, you know, this source table is a this customer training, and this is joined with the key generation. This is joined with a key generation. Okay.
The
Okay.
new column is added,
Then,
sir.
then again, this is joined with query. Then loading the data into the temporary file. Let's validate it. Address was not found in a table where it is. Remove it. Address. Remove this. Okay, now validate it. Invalid join condition. This was done before. Remove that as well. From class, just come here and remove join. That's it. Just validate it. Okay, this is a conversion issue. So what happens the moment when I run this job? Because I have not added any new column here, right? Whatever columns are there in the source, same are flowing into the target table.
No new column will be added, sir. Increment.
I did not add any new column here. Now go and run this job. What is this job? See, generated key column customer ID for table must be type real float double. Oh. Because primary key will generate. It should be integer only. What is the integer here? Nothing is integer. Mhm. Here we need to take a suitable table for this. You understood this error, right? Because primary key is the data type of primary key is always numeric only. That is what thrown this error.
So
All of
Venkat,
them.
one
Hmm,
question here, right?
hmm,
So let's
hmm,
say we have varchar, right?
hmm, hmm,
But in the source table,
hmm,
that is the key. Let's say the customer ID, right? Customer
hmm,
ID is a key in the customer master table,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
But it is varchar or numc,
hmm.
right?
Okay. Hmm,
Numeric character, right?
hmm.
Like we use in the HANA tables.
Integer.
So
Okay.
in
Hmm,
that
hmm.
case, it should not throw the error, right? Because that is already a primary key there in that table,
Yes.
master data
Yes.
table, right?
Yes. It will not throw any error, but there is no need of again generating a primary key, right? In that scenario. See, when do
Yeah.
we use this key generation is, let's say I have a table, the table do not have any primary key. Let's assume.
Okay.
I have a table, the table do not have any primary key. I need a primary key in the table to process it further. To
You
process
mean
it
to say that
further.
in the target table, right?
Hmm,
The
hmm,
key is mandatory, right? In that scenarios, we will use this key generation, right?
Exactly. Exactly. That key generation
Okay.
will always generate the primary key.
Okay.
Let's say
Okay.
in my application, front end application, okay, I need a primary key of one table. I need a primary key of in the table. Then, but in the source, I do not have that primary key. I cannot go and ask the customer to generate a primary key for this table, right?
Yes.
What I will do is in BODs, I will handle those scenarios by taking a key generation transformation. By taking this key generation transformation, what I will do is I will generate a primary key and give it to further process. Okay, so for this implementation of the key generation, will continue in tomorrow's session because I need to add one more field. The type, the type of that field should be the integer only. Okay, that will continue in tomorrow's session.
Okay.
So
Thank
all
you,
the
sir.
transformations before winding up this call, here we have data integrated transformations, platform transformations, and data quality transformations. Data quality transformations are mainly used for cleaning purpose, cleaning the data, source data, quality analysis purpose. Okay, mostly we use this. So we do use data integrator transformations and platform transformations. So I will be covering, which more. I'll be covering only important transformations in this training session, not all. There are many. You can just POC with the remaining transformations, but whatever are important, whatever transformation we do use frequently in any project, I will be covering those transformations in the training session. If time is there, we can cover others as well. Otherwise, you can just do a POC with other transformations. Okay, clear, right? That's it for
Okay,
the
Venkat.
day, team.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, Venkat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
వెంకట గారు.